Why do foreign men specifically target women? Why is it easier for women to get manipulated? Listen up, folks. Here's the brutal truth. Foreign men often target women because they see them as easier to manipulate. This isn't just about relationships. It's a cold, calculated strategy to control and exploit. Foreign manipulators prey on emotional vulnerability. Women, like anyone, have feelings and needs that can be exploited. These men swoop in with charm, flattery, and emotional support to lower defenses and build trust. They're experts at playing on emotions to get what they want. They also use cultural and social dynamics to their advantage. In many societies, women are seen as nurturers and caregivers, expected to be empathetic and open. Manipulators exploit these roles by presenting themselves as allies or lovers, making it easier to gain access and influence. Isolation is another tactic. They work to cut women off from their support networks, friends, family, community. By creating a false sense of dependency, they make it harder to see through their manipulation or seek help. And let's talk about power imbalance. Foreign men often have power, wealth, or influence that they use to coerce or control. Women might feel pressured to comply, especially if they see these men as having more authority or resources. Finally, societal expectations come into play. Many societies place women in vulnerable positions through traditional roles or economic dependency. Manipulators exploit these vulnerabilities by pretending to be rescuers or benefactors, making it easier to gain control. Wake up and see the pattern. These manipulative tactics are designed to exploit specific vulnerabilities, but anyone can be targeted. Stay alert, question motives, and strengthen your defenses. Don't let yourself or your community be used and manipulated. Don't let these foreigners fool you. If they were so clever, they'd be fixing their own countries instead of coming here and wrecking ours. Wake up. Nigerian men are using our women to scam and control our communities. This is a full-blown crisis, and we need to talk about it right now. Nigerian men are coming into our countries, targeting our women, and using them to push their twisted agendas. This isn't about love. It's not even about relationships. This is all about power and control. These Nigerian men aren't here to build anything positive. They're here to scam, manipulate, and dominate. They cozy up to our women, pretending to care, but all they're doing is using these relationships as a cover to pull off their disgusting scams. They take our women's trust, their money, and their hearts, and throw it all away for their own selfish gains. Look around. These men are exploiting our most intimate connections, building fake friendships and starting relationships just to get their hands on our resources, our networks, and our secrets. It's a calculated strategy to weaken our society from the inside out. And once they've wormed their way in, what do? They scam women left, right, and center. They lie, cheat, and steal, leaving a trail of broken lives and shattered trust behind them. They're not here for love. They're here to take over. We can't let this continue. We need to protect ourselves, our women, and our communities from these manipulative predators. Be vigilant. Don't let these con artists into your life. Don't let them use you as a pawn in their dirty games. Our relationships should be sacred, not tools for scammers and con artists. It's time to fight back. Stand up and say enough. Protect your personal space, protect your community, and don't let these predators win. Folks, in the following video, you'll hear from an American woman who was scammed by her Nigerian boyfriend. Let's listen in.
Kiss, I know you're very anxious to speak with us, Kiwi, but we have another special guest that wanted to tell her story, and she's next. Go ahead, Kiss.
Thank you. I've been watching you for a minute, and I be sending you to my sister and everything. But I used to deal with a Nigerian when I was in college, and he was a scammer. He was from the Yoruba tribe, and at first he came off as the sweetest person in the world. I'm talking about bought me everything I wanted, wined and dined me, and then he became a monster. Once I found out what he really started doing, I seen how he would always ask me, "Oh, can I transfer some money to your account? Can I transfer some money to your account? My family need to send me some money." So two of my accounts got shut down because they was transferring so much money to my account. Come to find out, they was stealing money from people's accounts and transferring it into my account. So that's why my account had got closed. So then the guy, it was a guy that had pulled me up at the bank, and he basically had put me on game and told me like, look, this is what's going on. You need to get away from this dude before he gets you in some serious trouble. So then after that, I was like, okay, maybe he was, because you know they can be real charming. And so I told him like, what the guy had said or whatever. He was like, no, he's just feeble-minded, and he's basically just trying to break us up because American men don't like to see black women with Nigerian men and all of this stuff. And I was really young, so I was falling for it. So then it was one particular time I had cashed my check. He had just bought a car. So I had cashed my check right at the bank up the street from where he was getting the tags from. So I had to put his car in my name because he said he was on an F1 visa and he couldn't do it. Whole time he was lying. So I had put his car in my name. I told him to go out to the car to get my wallet. Why all of a sudden my wallet disappears? My wallet disappears, or my whole check disappears, everything disappears. And most of the time, if somebody steal your wallet, they're not going to mail you your ID. That's somebody that feel bad about what they did. They mail you your ID. So I get my ID in the mail like 2 weeks later. So I tell my homegirls, like, something don't feel right. It was like in the pit of my stomach, I knew he stole my money. So then after that, I start asking him, like, what happened to my money? So he was like, I wouldn't steal. I swear to God, you can ask my mother. She will tell you I don't steal. And then his friends, they all around him, and they would act like he was the greatest guy in the world. He was the most honest guy in the world, and they would hurt him if he ever hurt me or did anything to me. But the whole time, they was fake smiles, and they smiles did not match their actions. Like, they was, the whole time, all of them was scammers.
Protecting him and gaslighting you, basically.
Yes. And then when we would be out at parties, they would always say little smart, I don't want to curse on your panel, but they would always say little smart stuff like talk about how American men don't buy bottles in the club, that American men don't take care of their kids, all American men beat on their women. Like, I used to hear it all. So they told me like, oh no, you're more like us because my father Jamaican and my mother American. So they was like, you're more like us, you're not like them. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, half the stuff that y'all be saying about American men is not even true. So they like, oh, why you ain't deal with them enough of you? So they think that basically when you, the ones that I was around, think that basically when you deal with them, that it's because you have a hatred for American men or something like that, or you can't get an American man or something like that. So anyhow, we was out at a club one time and his homeboy that he took me out with grabbed my butt. So I told him, like, yo, your homeboy just grabbed my butt. Do you know this man looked at me and told me it was because of what I had on? He didn't address his homeboy, didn't say nothing, none of that. None of that. So then I told the homeboy, like, you know what? The next time I'm going to really get somebody to smack you. Like, I'm really going to put another man on you. So he going to basically say, nobody that you would know could deal with me or something like that. And I was like, these people is really crazy. So me and him winds up getting into it. And we started arguing in the car. He pulled out a knife and stabbed me. I can show you the pictures. Like, I can show everybody the pictures right now. This was last year in September. He pulls out a knife and stabbed me. So when he stabbed me the first time, I was fighting him in the car. So he trying to push me out the door, trying to open the door and push me out the door because he sliced my arm. So then after that, we start fighting again. Now, mind you, this man is like three times bigger than me. So we start fighting, and we in the door. So my dress tore. I had on a real pretty white dress, and it tore in the door. So we get out the door. Then he sliced me on my side again. So after that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get my family to deal with it. And so my family go looking for him. They can't find him or whatever. So they like, just go to the police, get him locked up. I'm like, I don't want to get him locked up. Like, I want another man to deal with him. And I want another man to deal with all his friends too. Because that night, the real reason why, like, the whole thing really started over, his homeboy kept trying to hand me a drink in the club. Like, for one, I'm from Baltimore. Don't nobody pour my drinks that I'm not really in a relationship with or not one of my friends. But overall, nobody pours my drinks. So I'm on the dance floor. His homeboy kept trying to give me this drink that he poured. So I'm telling him, like, no, I'm good. But I was trying to be polite because they took everything I said offensive as if I was this mad, aggressive woman and all of that. So the friend kept trying to offer me a drink, and he was like, oh, you being rude to my friends and all that. And you starting to act like a ghetto American woman, all kind of stuff. So after that, I did go to his house, and I slashed it. And so my family winds up catching up to him. He told my family that I didn't even go to the club with him. I went to the club with another person. Now, mind you, after he sliced me, after he sliced me, I don't know if his friend put something in my drink or whatever like that, but I got real lightheaded. But I wasn't stabbed to the point where I bled out. I just got real lightheaded. And there was a parking lot across the street from me. I passed out in this parking lot. I woke up at 11:23 the next day in the hospital.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and then even with the women, like the women that I used to be around, I would like, his friends would really come to me, like, and I know their wives and all that, and come to me like, can you put me on with one of your homegirls? Can you give me one of your friends? And I was telling them, like, I know your wife, like, but the women would shit on me every time I was around them. Oh, excuse me, I didn't mean to curse on your panel, but they would try to like treat me bad every time I was around them, like walk around with their nose turned up, and then after a while, I was like, this really a jealousy. These people do not know me. I've never done nothing to them. Like, this is really a jealousy or a hatred just towards African-American women or African-American people because they talk bad about women and men. Like, it was crazy. And it's like, even the nicest ones still are always going to back their own people, regardless of what they tell you. The nicest ones, even if they sit up on here and tell you that they care about you so much, they're going to always back their people. They are for them because their people provide opportunities for them when they get to this country. They don't feel like we can provide anything to them. That is how they are. The only advice I would give somebody is stay away from them. You can be cordial, be friendly, be nice, but stay away from them. Do not date them at all. If you got to work with them or whatever, be cordial, but stay away from them by all means. Because either way, you're going to eventually go through something. If it's not scamming, if it's not them putting the culture down, if it's not them telling you anything bad about yourself, you're going to go through something. I promise you. That's all I got to say. And I love what you're doing. Thank you so much because it's been years and it's not been years. It's been a year. And I really needed to get that out. And I wish more women knew about this because a lot of women is falling for it now because the music and they really like infiltrating our culture a lot, taking our old music, making our old music dance, all type of stuff, dressing like us, all of that, acting like us, and then trying to put us down and make it seem like we these ghetto people. But y'all been culture appropriating us for centuries. And then trying to say y'all that we stole y'all culture. Please. It's been ours from the beginning.
But thank you so much, Keith. I appreciate you coming up and having
Can I just say one more thing? I'm sorry, just one more thing. When you come to a person's country, because this really bothers me too. When you come to another person's continent and you try to tell them that they came from y'all and y'all try to tell them what they should eat, how they should dress, how they should talk, how they should carry themselves, that is a colonizer's attitude. And that is what you are doing. You are trying to colonize people.
Okay, thank you, babe. Thank you so much. Thank you for that perspective, kids. I appreciate you.